Hi student, myself Viditi Sankhe, and today we are going to learn your first science lesson is living world and classification of microbes. So here are study points. First we will get understand what is the meaning of living world, meaning of living organisms. So here are students surrounding of you. You have to see there are the many living things are present. For examples, plant, animals, birds, insects, human, microbes. So many living things are present surrounding of you. These all living things togetherly is called the living world or a living organisms. Means living world and living organisms are same. So next is second point is microbes. Name of your lesson is classification of microbes. So what is the meaning of the microbes? Microbes means those organisms which we can't see with our naked eyes. To see them, we have to need the microscope. Such a tiny organisms is called the microbes. Your third point is biological classification. According to 2011 census, around 87 species of the living organisms are found. So students, when the census has been taken into the 2011, in that census, there are found the 87 million pieces of the organisms. So 87 million pieces of organism is a very vast number of the organism. It's a very large number of the organism, and it's very difficult to study of such a large number of organism. So to make the easy study of that vast number of organism, we have needed to divide that organisms into the group and subgroup. So that's why the process of dividing the large number of the organisms into the group and subgroup is called the biological classification. Understand? So here are, there are the biological classification has been needed to make the easy study of the large number of the microorganisms, and that's classification has been done by a Robert Harding Whittaker 1920 to 1980. Look student, this is the image of the Robert Harding Whittaker. He had a great American ecologist, and in 1969 he had divided that 87 million pieces of the living organism into the 5 group. He has divided that 87 million organism into the 5 group and make easy to study of that organism for us. So what is this? Which are these 5 groups? We are going to learn that 5 groups. Look at here. This is the first group. First is complexity of cell structure, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Second is complexity of organisms, unicellular and multicellular. Mode of nutrition. The mode of nutrition have a subgroup like plants, autotrophic, photosynthesis, fungi, saprophytic, absorption from the dead organisms, and animal, heterotrophics. Fourth is lifestyle, and fifth is phylogenetic relationship. So students, we will learn that groups one by one here. So here are the first group is complexity of the cell structure. The cells are present in each and every organism. So we have in our body there are also cells are present which we have to call the red blood cell, white blood cell, like this red blood cell and white cells. So this according to the cell structures the organisms has been divided, organisms has been classified. So according to the cell structures there are the organism classified in a two way. There are the prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Understand? The prokaryotic means unicellular and the eukaryotic, in that eukaryotic there are include unicellular also and multicellular also. Next group is complexity of organisms. The complexity of organism there are include the unicellular and multicellular. Students, you know unicellular means those organisms who have only one cell, and the multicellular means those organisms who have more than one cells, who have the more cells. That's called the multicellular organisms. Understand? And here are third group. The organisms are divided into the third group like the mode of nutrition. Mode of nutrition means what the organisms are eat, how they are nutrite themselves, how they are feed themselves. So according to that group there are the subgroups are plants. So plants are autotrophic and photosynthesis. Autotrophic means what? Autotrophic means those organisms who are make their own food. They are making their own food. Such organisms is called the autotrophic organisms. For example, plants, you know the plants are making their own food. They are making their food into the process of photosynthesis. Then fungi. Fungi is included into the saprophytic. Saprophytic means what? Saprophytic means those organisms who are absorb their nutrients, absorb their food from the dead of other organisms, for the dead bodies of other organisms. That's why that organism is called the saprophytic, and that saprophytic organisms is mentioned into the fungi category. Understand? And then next is animal. So how the animals are nutrite themselves? You know the animals are not make their own food. They are for the food they are totally depend on another animals and also on the plants. That's why the animals is called the heterotrophic. So heterotrophics means those animals who are not making their own food, they are dependent on the other. Such a type of the organisms are mentioned into the animals. This way these are the three groups. And next group is, this is the fourth number group, is lifestyle. So what is the lifestyle of the organism? According to the lifestyle they are mentioned into that following three subgroup. So first is producer. Producer means who has produced. Those organisms who are produce, who are create their own food. Such organisms are the plant. So the plants are included into the producers. Your producers are included into the plant category. Then the consumers. You know the consumers means those organisms who are not make their own food. They are consumed. Such organisms are mentioned into the animal category. And the decomposers means those animals, those organisms who are nutrite themselves on a decaying body, nutrite themselves and decomposed body, nutrite themselves on the other dead organisms. Such organisms are mentioned into the fungi category. Understand? So next fifth number group is a phylogenetic relationship. Phylogenetic relationship, there are the prokaryotic to eukaryotic and unicellular to multicellular. In this group, those organisms are mentioned who are make the changes in themselves. You know, according to the geographical reason, the organisms are adapting themselves. They are making changes themselves. They are making the change from prokaryotic to eukaryotic. They are making the changes from unicellular to multicellular. Such changes are making by that those organisms are mentioned into the phylogenetic relationship. So this way, Hardik Whittaker has been divided the 87 million pieces of the living organisms into that 5 groups, which are 5 groups we have to learn just. And here are the Robert Harding Whittaker has been making the chart of the living organism in a 5 kingdom. Actually, he has divided the living organism into the 5 kingdom. So this chart of the dividing the organism into the 5 kingdom has been given in your textbook. So shortly I have given here. Look, first there are the living organisms which are present on our earth. That living organisms are divided into the 2 way, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. In prokaryotes, there are only unicellular organisms, and in eukaryotes, there are unicellular and multicellular. Both organisms are included there. So prokaryotes include unicellular organisms only. Then eukaryotes include unicellular and multicellular. Both organisms are included into the eukaryotes. So now unicellular means those organisms who have only one cell. Those organisms are divided into the following kingdoms. They are divided into the kingdom 1, that's called the Monera. Kingdom 2, that's called the Protista. Understand? So the unicellular kingdom, unicellular organisms are divided only 2 kingdoms. First kingdom is a Monera, second kingdom is a Protista. And the multicellular organisms are include the kingdom 3, fungi, kingdom 4, plants, and kingdom 5 is a animalia. So here are in our this lesson we only learn about the kingdom 1 Monera, kingdom 2 Protista, and kingdom 3 fungi. So kingdom 1, kingdom 2 and kingdom 3 means Monera, Protista and fungi. These all are the unicellular organisms which have only one cell, and that organisms are called the microbes. So that's why the classification of the microbes we will learn in our next period. So till then, stay home, stay safe. Bye. Thank you.